What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video, and today the patch notes were released for Operation Blood Orchid. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So when we first enter the Ubisoft website, we are greeted with the two new operators, and that is Ying and Legion. Ying being the attacking operator and Legion being the defending operator. And if we scroll down, we can see view loadout, and we can basically see the entire profile of Ying and Legion. Now I'm not going to go through all these, and since I've already did it in a separate video, the link will be up on the right hand corner. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. I go over Ying, Legion, and Ella, but if you want to, I can give a brief little information on it. Ying is a 2-speed, 2-armor operator, and Legion is a 2-speed, 2-armor operator. Their primary gadget for Ying, her unique ability is the Candela, and for Legion is the Goo Mine. Also, their secondary gadget can either be an impact grenade for Legion or a deployable shield. For Ying, it will be a claymore or a smoke grenade. Now, I'm not going to go over the guns since I don't know too much information on the guns. You can actually look at this, screenshot it. I'm going to leave this here for a little bit while so you guys can actually read it. And here it's just basically giving a small little profile on Ying. And for this one, it says Ying, born in the comfortable central district of Hong Kong, codename Ying Firefly, was close protective operator before joining Special Forces units, having developed explosive short-range power and combat skills. She joined an elite security service school right after high school when she was tasked with a high-stake money exchange during a kidnapping situation. However, she realized how limited her means were. Driven to have greater impact, she reordinated her career to become an all-purpose operative. A year later, she joined a female-exclusive training in Israel, where she performed hand-to-hand combat skills and driving maneuvers. Now, with Legion, Legion was born in Junk Bay, not the same place as Ying. Codename Legion was raised by his father, who worked for a ship-breaking company. During these years, Legion would stay at the shipyard and help him dismantle obsolete ships for scrapping. Crumbling with depths after his father was injured, Legion took on various hazardous jobs and demolition until he found an opportunity for mine clearance duty. Now that's a dangerous job there. Demonstrating a natural calm while handling high corrosive substances, he joined the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Bureau. He is a known expert in chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear terrorist threats. Unique abilities, I'm not going to go through all this since, like I said, the link is still up there if you want to go check it out. Now, the theme park, they don't give us much on the theme park. It's just that Rainbow Six has been called to raid an abandoned theme park on the shores of Hong Kong. Two of the SDU most resourceful operators were chosen to lead a lethal raid in the challenging perimeter, ready to discover a colorful new electric map filled with dynamics and fast-paced face-offs. Doesn't say more. If you click learn more, it just takes us straight to the trailer video. There's also going to be skins, Operation Blood Orchid weapon skins, as you can see some in here. Now the main thing here is Ella. I don't know how you pronounce this. Bosak or Bozak or something. I really don't know. We're just gonna call her Ella for now. For a full reveal of our new operator from the Polish Special Forces, Grom, please click here, and let's do that right now. So we are at the Ella information page. Now we said the Boska Tempest. It says here, unseen and unsilent. Let's see. So originally from Ella's family. I'm not going to pronounce any of these names. I really don't want to. I can't pronounce these. Ella's family's history, deep roots in the city, with her grandfather was a I really don't know what that is. An elite paratrooper. Okay, so he's an elite paratrooper. That's all we need to know. Of an exiled Polish army during World War II. After being captured during the Warsaw Uprising, he managed to escape and reach. Okay, Warclaw or something like Warclaw. Only to endure a 3-month-long siege. Ella has shared her grandfather's and significant role in her life. I still carry a piece of his uniform everywhere I go. Through his tales of war, he has nurtured Ella's defiant spirit and taught her that higher damage is done by striking a supply chain that neutralizes a man. While these lessons made her a profile counter IED operator, Ella initially struggled to commit to the strict military lifestyle. She was a rebel, in other words. She was a rebel. Defiant. Okay, I like how we actually have a story about Ella. Now, does this mean future operators are going to have a story to them, and it's, you know, maybe a story, little story game DLC gameplay might come out? I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm just guessing. Ella experienced some difficulties while attending military high school. Let me scroll up so I can scroll down a second. There we go. She was bullied constantly due to her special attention she received as the Grom commander's daughter. Ooh, that sucks. Her records mention an incident 6 months before graduation causing her explosion. She had a short-lived transition in another academy before her lack of attendance caused her to transfer to a small local high school. So this girl was a rebel. After graduating, she left Poland behind and set out for Berlin to experience life on her own terms. There she studied the fine arts, but her interest started to fade as the appeal of her old life slowly caught up with her. And they show you some pictures here. Yeah, these are actually some nice pictures. So I'm guessing these are like some artwork for hire. So we have for hire. Ella was given a tempting offer when she made an acquaintance of the owner of a small private military company. Craving the adventure and financial independence, Ella accepted, hoping that her role as a contractor would differ from symplectic compliances she experienced at the military academy. During her first years of deployment in Iraq, she gained a reputation on the field, known to possess an impressive range of abilities. Her attitude was the only obstacle standing her in the way. She was seen as a prize addition to any squad. Her employers monitored her closely to investigate reports of authority issues. After a rough operation in Baghdad, she received the news that her father had taken his own life. Jeez, that sucks. Alright, so we have the picture here. And okay, so I don't recall the night patrol that followed. I just remember clutching my grandfather's uniform, trying to picture the last time I talked with my father. This letter was the last account from home she received since she left Poland 4 years prior. Determined. Months after her father's death, Ella terminated her contract. I'm sorry, guys, I can't read here. Terminated her contract and trained relentlessly to pass the Grom selective as a civilian. Joining her father unit was her way to keep his memory close and make amends. Embraced by her determination and powers on the field, the Polish forces took her in among the Grom. She developed an expertise in countering threat networks and helped design advanced exploitation methods to extract intel on targets, intentions, and supply routes. One of her most well-known ventures in Operations Orange Sky, joined by Valkyrie, SEAL, intel expert, Ella spent months infiltrating the warlord's inner circle before dismantling his network without harming a single civilian. Her collaboration with the SEAL proved so fruitful that she was tracked down by Team Rainbow at first for this international group of elite specialists. It's only a matter of time before we see what mark Ella leaves on the Bozok legacy. And we show here a drawing of Valkyrie and some little sketch marks of an operation she did. And gadget and loadout. Now, I talked about this already, but like I said, I'll go over it again. She's a 3-speed, 1 armor operator, which means she's a light armor. So now that we finished reading about Ella, let's go into what fixes they have for the health program. New upgrades, server development. They're going to have new servers for season 3. Also improving lighting when looking from outside and vice versa. So like in here it says, initially we wanted to use realistic values to have contrast and realistic lighting, which works in the same way as a camera would in real life. Additionally, the boom was intended to limit the effectiveness of defenders peeking outside. We're excited to tell you that we have completely reworked how exposure is handled on all maps and reduced the exposure values. The bloom issues are now a thing of the past. So here it says before, and as you can see there, you can't really see much in this hole. Now after one Operation Blood releases, which will be tomorrow, we can have a clear view of the outside. Same thing goes for attackers. Before, you can barely see anything, and after, we can see inside. Now I wonder who is that right there. Sky model update. As we can see, the sky is going to be before. Now we can actually see some clouds up above. There's going to be updated maps. Updated are being worked on for shading models, also known as bidirectional reflection distribution function. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's just BDRF for short, which calculates reflection. It now matches the same model as an external texture tool, which improves the workflow for our artists. Which means you will see an improved reflection of quality in some materials, partially in terms of glossiness. Also, so it says in here, it says data cleanup on map textures and meshes. So this is actually something I'm actually very excited for. Before, you can see it kind of looks now meshy, kind of not really that detailed. Now after one Operation Blood, you can actually see details. As you can see here on the before, you can look at the bookshelf. The bookshelf doesn't look as clear. Now if you look on this side, you can actually see the shelves on the bookshelves and even the patterns on the walls. But they took out the little bit on the wall here, all that little the leaf ring around the walls. They completely took it out. I'm guessing because it helps out. Also, there's no presents here. Now there's presents there. And what else? The control is different. Okay, so I'm not this is becoming to like a game. There's no reinforcement on the wall. Never mind. Okay, as you can tell, before doesn't look that great. After it looks a lot more detailed. Same thing for operators. Instead of having a goofy type, meshy type feeling to the operators' facial features, they're fixing that up. As you can see here, Sledge looks alright. Doesn't look, in my opinion, I don't see any big difference. And maybe just the mask looks a bit more realistic, but that's about it. Now the big difference here is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is I mean, if you look at this, it's just like this looks just totally different. Her face looks all mushy and meshed up and just like squished. As over here, she actually has some good facial features. Also, Hibana's gadget will be more consistent. After months of hard work, we've streamlined the handling of Hibana to net objects. We started by reducing the overall number of net objects we needed to monitor. By doing this, the potential conflicts between host authority and local authority timelines are reduced, and thus players will not run into complications that result from dynamic between the two. I'm not sure what they're talking about here. I hadn't had any problems with Hibana. Not sure. I might have to actually read up on this later on. Now the patch size for platforms with PC with Ultra HD setting enabled, and you can get this for free on the Steam website or on your Steam library. You can get this for free, the Ultra HD texture pack or whatever. So with PC and the Ultra HD texture pack, it's going to be a 42 gigabyte patch. PC without the Ultra HD DLC, there we go, it's going to be a 26 gigabyte. Now that's what I have, so it's going to be around 26 gigabytes. Xbox One is going to be a 15 gigabyte, and the same thing for PlayStation 4. So if you don't have a great internet, if you were on PC, you don't got a great internet, go to an internet. If you're using a desktop, I suggest getting a USB wireless internet connector where you can plug it in. Believe me, it helps a lot. I used to get really bad internet connection, but I bought a USB PNY USB internet connector, that USB 3.0, and I plugged into my computer, and my internet is working perfectly now. Alright, and then also it says hit registration and high ping. Over season 3, we'll be testing and fixing and improving that will aim to address the high registration issue of poor network conditions. I faced this. We are currently testing something new with called latency alignment, which makes 1v1 encounters feel more consistent. The result should be that the server will be more accurate mirror, and the reaction time the players will with unstable conditions, there we go, giving a fair reaction time to their opponents. We're also working on the adjustments of our shot variation to further favor players with more sustainable connections. This will be a lot more punishing on shots that happen far away. Excuse me. And what else it says? So basically just fixing up the hit registration and the high ping, which is like disconnecting from the matches and things like that. So now we go to tweaks and improvements. Now, I'm not going to go through all this. I'm going to focus more on the main things. So in here, we're introducing new smoke grenades and bolt animations. Smoke grenades and Capitao smoke darts have been fully revamped and now are completely and will be displayed on the exact way on every client, which makes them much more reliable and consistent. We welcome our pro players to test out the studio, okay? And then also ACOGs for defenders. As a standard from now on, there will not be a 2 or 3 speed defender with an option of using an ACOG sight. So that means, yep, Bandit and Jaeger will no longer have the ACOG sights. Also, weapons and fallout damage. There's just a ton of stuff here. I mean, we have all this ammo balancing. I'm not going to go through all this. I'll put a link down in the description down below for you guys that actually want to go ahead and read all this. I myself am probably not going to read all this. I'm probably just going to read the most important stuff, since I don't really... Oh yeah, playlist. Okay, playlist changes, since I'm not actually going to, I'm not going to notice any difference when the, ammo changes or things like that. Enemy ID only triggers on successful scans. So I'm guessing they're fixing up that when Valkyrie or drones, Black Eye or Jackal scanning footsteps. Crosshairs do not tread on enemies anymore. Oh, okay, okay, so go up. Player comfort. Okay, defenders, vision filters is removed when going outside. We have removed the red filter that makes defender vision. Okay, so when you run outside as a defender, it says it's a red vision. They're completely removing that. Priority on observation tools for all live players. If an alive player browses to the observation tool list, he will now have priority over dead players' control and attack. Okay, defense. Crosshairs do not tread on enemies anymore. It could be sometimes happen when you spot an enemy because of their crosshair turned red, not because you actually saw them. Finder enemies, of course. Okay, so they're completely taken out when your crosshair goes over an enemy, it turns red. They want you actually to, I guess, use your sight and actually see it, which in my opinion, I don't really mind. I normally spot the enemy. I just use more the red of the crosshair to actually know where I'm aiming. Let's see, what else do we mess up here? Debris will no longer block the deployment of gadgets. That's good. Let's see. Shooting feedback access is more accurate now. First encounters will now be closer to a third person. Canal spawn kills exploit. I never actually... Okay, so I might actually know is using the shield vault exploit. Defenders can place themselves on a window of the north window control room, aiming at the floating dock spawn location and north windows of the server room. Aiming at construction site, we fixed so the defenders can no longer spawn kill the exploit. 2 drones deployed at the same time for attackers. Okay, this is something I wanted, was that let's read this. Attackers can now deploy a second drone without... Okay, yes, finally. I hated that when I deploy my drone for the first round, I want to save it, but then let's say I forget about it and I'm upstairs and I don't want to deploy my second drone because it's going to destroy the previous drone. I want to be able to deploy my drone and still have the other drone. So in this case, they're actually fixing that, where the attackers now can actually have 2 drones deployed at the same time. It says here, attackers now can deploy the second drone without destroying the first one. This works just like Twitch. You can already deploy her 2 shock drones. The mechanics are also the same when launching a new drone. Drone will be placed, the attacker and the new drone camera can be reaccessed on the first drone by viewing the scroll list. Okay. We also changed the reinforcement pack. Okay. All right, so that's actually good. I don't know about the canal exploit thing. Ammo balancing. What else here? All right, so let's scroll all the way back down. So this is something I really am not really excited for, is the ranked playlist becomes more competitive. In order to allow our players to hone their skills and most competitive environment available, we are reducing the total number of maps in the rank rotation. The following maps will include the rank playlist rotation for season 3. So the map rotation for rank is going to be Bank, Clubhouse, Oregon, CAF, Consulate, Chalet, Border, Coastline, and Skyscraper. The new theme park map will not be included into the rank. Now it's a big disappointment, but I mean, what else can we do? Hopefully they fix this up and hopefully they add more maps. From what I heard, they might actually move some maps. Also, new casual playlist map. So we have, it's the same thing as rank. We got Bank, Clubhouse, Oregon, Cafe, Consulate, Chalet, Border, Coastline, Skyscraper, Canyon, Hereford Base, University, House, Plane, and Theme Park. So only on casual can we play the new theme park, but if you want, you can make a custom match, put in theme park, and play as if in rank. But that's if you have enough people to make a team. Instead of having 10 players on each team, they switched out where you can have actually 5 players on each side. Game balancing, I mean, there's a lot. There's over what? Okay, we got to the main. Those were just minor fixes. Those were just minor. Now we got to the main fixes, and that is, if my screen can, there we go. We have over we have over 1,000 fixes here. That's a lot of fixes here. I really am not gonna go. I mean, look at that. I gotta. Yep. There's a ton of fixes to maps, operators, and I mean, there's just a ton of fixes. I mean, there's over 1,000 fixes. I mean, if you want to read this yourself, link will be in description down below. But that is pretty much all, guys. I just kind of want to go over the main things here on this patch note that was released. Now, like I said before, I will not be here when the Operation Blood Orchid is released on August 9th. I will do a video of the theme park map and maybe the operator's weapons the day before, since like I said, I will not be home on the day it releases. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much all. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Until then, guys, I'll be seeing you all later. Peace. Also, I would like to say to anyone who lives in Texas right now, my deepest condolences to you guys right now. I know you guys are facing a hard time and facing a lot of things right now, so my deep condolences to anyone who's lost any property, loved ones, homes, anything of the sort, even animals. Okay, I mean dogs. I mean animals, animals just in general. But my condolences go out to anyone who lives in Texas and plays Rainbow Six Siege and any game in general. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you all later. Peace.